is no coming collapse. We are in the collapse. We're living through it. It's not a stock market crash. It's a slow motion vaporization of meaning. A Supreme Court justice who can't define what a woman is. A White House staffed with people with panic disorders and Grindr accounts. The country is owned. Your children belong to the state. Your wife is one dopamine hit away from becoming an amateur star. Half of all adults addicted to pills, the other half addicted to microdosing. No children, no music, no future. This is it. This is the fall. If what we're looking at is not a total system collapse, which is what everybody's been prophesizing for as long as I've been a conscious adult. But now the end's coming. You better get your nuclear bunker. The end's coming. You better have clean water on your property line. I've heard that every day for 30 years. That's what everybody says. I don't think a collapse like that is as plausible as something like a gradual slide into a racial dystopia that still has functioning convenience stores. Something like a Brazilian super favela, Hollywood Hills Brazilian super favela with micro convenience stores and pod hotels. And if that is the future that's more likely to play out, I think that it makes more sense to position yourself closer to the levers of power that are currently functional and active.
People get signals from their environment that affect their psychology and even their genetics. One of the reasons, aside from the xenoestrogens and the endocrine disruptors and everything that's in the water and food, why children become sexual earlier is because when you get a genetic signal that you're in a war zone and you have to fight for survival, that sends in like an epigenetic signal for your body to start becoming sexually active sooner. Oh. So when the father leaves the home, that's why the daughters end up being, that's why kids are like, blowing each other in middle school and stuff, is when fathers leave the home and when there's these chaotic, like this sort of end of the sky is falling type messaging that's promoted out throughout media. That's one of those things that does that. And I think that the SUV thing, it's because in a war zone, in sort of an apocalyptic scenario or in a sky is falling scenario, you would want to have your stuff with you like a hobo with a bindle. Yeah. You'd want, like, if you were a hobo, if we were hobos, we would have big ass shopping carts. Mm-hmm. With a tent and all our stuff in it, and we would guard it, and we wouldn't be like the fun happy-go-lucky bums in Venice Beach, just nothing that matters, just kick a can down the road. We would have to have our stuff in a shopping cart, and we'd be anxious that everybody's coming to steal from our shopping cart at all times, so we have to watch over it. And I think that's psychologically that's part of why people want and need SUVs nowadays, because it is obvious that the sort of fabric of civilization is not necessarily breaking down, but thinning, maybe breaking down at the edges. You want to have your stuff with you like a homeless person all the time.
When people talk about this, they say it looks aggressive.
Okay.
And what it looks like, it is intentionally ugly in a sort of you sense. It's a penis replacement. It's for guys that wish their dick was bigger. No, because women drive stuff like this too. If you look at new Jaguars, new Land Rovers, it's a hostile response. It's a defensive response. It's like when someone is so traumatized, you reach out to help them and they attack you. This is what you're gonna see creeping into mainstream car design, is stuff that looks like a genderless gay guy, warlord, dance instructor's way of surviving the apocalypse.
Mad Max.
Notice how back in the day, you had real life social interaction, which taught guys, be yourself, be confident, learn social skills, you could do it. That brought men and women together, and it brought about families. Now all of a sudden you remove that, then it goes into this like plastic surgery, car, have to look like this, have to do that, whatever. And what's happening to the population? The population is going down. Now, is that the depopulation agenda? I don't know, but it kind of looks like it, whether it is actually or not.
This environment, the modern 2025 extreme hostility to men environment, that's created a different character or different actor than the type of person who could unlock a lot by being told to be themselves. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I didn't have like a negligent or non-existent father or something, but my dad was always doing other
and he was not like we were not close at all. And I think part of the problem today is that people, even if their father's in the picture, they're like dads now are typically like just losers. Like old boomer guys are like they really don't give a about the outcome of their kids. A lot of young guys have to like learn to be their own dad, basically.
What I used to do is I used to like email like professors of books that I liked, and then like try to have a conversation with them. Like nobody like wants to like answer an unsolicited email. So like there's nobody that you can contact at all. So it's like you have to just do it yourself, basically.
If you're a boomer and you got any sort of wealth, you need to transfer it as fast as you can into the hands of someone that you're not blood related to. Disperse your wealth to a horde of people who are genetically not only dissimilar to you, but opposed to you ASAP.
That's my children.
Is it?
Yes. They can't wait for me to die.
Oh.
Bill Gates said the same thing, didn't he?
Yeah, Bill Gates is a very generous man. He's not leaving any money
Nope.
to his kids. They're probably not even his kids. They're probably just some sort of freak test tube creation created with goo in a lab.
But more importantly, that's the advice he gives you.
And when you say that, like, their kids don't love them, that's definitely true. I know, like, pretty much everybody I know in my life. I do have to say I know a couple of baby boomers who are good people, but they're almost universally old counterculture people that unplugged from society in the 60s and took it seriously and haven't plugged back in. Everybody that I know, everybody I grew up around, it's like, even if your parents were there, even if your parents didn't, like, if there wasn't an absentee situation or some kind of up divorce, absent fathers, absent mothers, just like people that were checked out, that all they were working on was their career, or all they were doing was sitting around and watching television.
That's why that like art of manliness is so popular, despite the fact that that's like the opposite of the soy agenda. You'll still find like Reddit type 9-to-5 worker drone dudes who are drawn to like the man box, like the loot crate where they send you a hand axe and like a shaving.
A cargo cult mentality of like masculinity. It's the old guys in the 50s and they used the straight razor or whatever. So if we do that, we're gonna bring that back. We're gonna be back in the 1950s if I just learn to use a straight razor. I'm gonna have a wife that loves me, and I'm gonna have a career where they care about me, and I think I'll wear a hat to work every day. I drive a Toyota Prius hatchback, the small one. It just becomes like another thing, like next to the shelves where they have all the Marvel action figures and like Captain America's shield and all the cool stuff. Is that just next to that, then they have like their manly gear.
The man gear.
There's delayed development going on that everybody's subject to. You're still hanging on to little boy stuff, and little boy stuff is you should be protected, you should have caretakers, you should have family members that love you, but manhood is the opposite of those things, and that's what your 20s are about. Your 20s are about finding the strength, and it's not the strength that is on Instagram. It's not Andy Elliott. The best example of that is these soldier guys who I killed 1,000 people, man. For who? For what purpose? Oh, for Israel? You're the toughest, most badass guy ever, Mr. Soldier. Well, how many people did you kill for Israel when it was your time to stand up, brother? None. My conscience is clean, okay? I'm not some washed up wannabe soldier guy that's going on that's so humiliating too. The only way you can make money is doing podcast tour. That's pathetic. Why don't you let him parade you around in a dress and a tutu? That's your sentence. You have to spend the rest of your life going on these stupid podcasts, endorsing coffee and supplements, and talking about how cool it is to be in Afghanistan for the rest of your life if you want money. Real strength is, can you protect people who need protection? That's what real strength is. Real strength isn't bully. It's not abs. It's, can you hold the world together? The seams of which are constantly fraying and coming apart. Can you hold it together?
The surface trappings of masculinity are completely unimportant. Like shaving with a straight razor or knowing what type of button-down shirt to wear with like what belt. Real masculinity is like, it's something that's a lot more difficult and hard to explain. Facing the world is like in the way that I know that you have done is immensely difficult. The stuff that we're facing now is so, because it's like secret stuff, because it's like designed to lull you into a sense of false security. It's like, because it's like this fucking crypto, not cryptocurrency, but like the CIA like playbook that we're like is leveling us right now. It is so difficult to like, it's probably not as difficult as being in like World War I or something.
Every age has a battle that defines it, and I think our age is defined by sex. I think it's the battle to resist cheap dopamine hits. It's ruining these women, it's ruining these men. That's one of the battles. The other one is the frequency, the speed, and the intensity of this new forms of media. It's not even that it's a government psyop. It's that we're all now augmented by and tampered with and subject to stuff that these little computers do that we really can't avoid. And you can't fix this by going into the woods and becoming a trad wife and milking your cows and setting up a farm commune and whatever these are fantasy things, and they're good fantasies. It's a good fantasy to have. I have the fantasy too, okay? When I'm rich, I'm gonna move to Maine and I'm gonna make a farm. Listen, here's the deal. My farm is I'm gonna have more guns and more cows to milk for fresh milk, raw milk that the government can't get. And I'm gonna have more farm.
Stagecoach and buggy.
I'm gonna have a stagecoach and a buggy. Okay?
And a McDonald's.
That's a fantasy. It's a good fantasy. But if you do that, you're out of the game. You're out of the game. You're not in a city. You're not doing anything that affects the future. And it's the same as if I went to Asia and went to a mountaintop and did meditation and found Buddha. Realistically, the people watching this, they have a bill from Klarna for DoorDash. You gonna buy a farm? Hey, viewer, you're gonna buy a farm?
Return to Europa and to live on the land. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I know, I like a garden. It's a good idea. It's not happening. It's so good. The land and your milk maiden, and you have the fence and your cows, and you're in America, and Hitler's there, he's hugging you, and there's just so much land.
Just gotta throw away your phone.
That's not.
Get rid of it.
If it's not your generation that is infeasible and not possible for, it's coming. We are like in this system, and the system is like freewheeling towards some future, and if you're not like in the pocket with your head on a swivel, like trying to direct it, you're just the word land. Like you think you own something? You think you own something that the government is not gonna take away from you and like fine you for collecting rainwater? You know what I mean? How long can you be on the land for before you're on the radar of some government agency?
I still don't understand why you would suggest that it wouldn't be wise for us to know how to grow food. Regardless of everything you just said there, I just don't see any negative. I think it's kind of foolish, to be honest, that we would think like, oh, that doesn't really matter. What, there's always going to be Walmarts and convenience stores? Maybe not. Maybe you find yourself in a situation where you actually need to go and get food. Maybe your wife is going to love you that much more because you actually know how to provide food when the Walmart's not open.
She might love me even more if I go kill somebody and steal their McDonald's. A person who becomes fatigued when unhappy is useless. The takeaway for me is like your duty. What you owe. What you have to do. That's manhood. Happiness is literally for women and children. If you're happy as a man, something's wrong. Like you got a new Star Wars toy. If you are happy as a man, there's something wrong, and that something wrong is like you don't realize how serious it is, what the stakes are. You should be burdened at all times. You should feel a heavy burden on your shoulders at all times. And if you don't, you're either a boy transitioning to manhood or you're some freak show that thinks that life is just like pleasure time for you.